Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for waiting. We can start with the questions now. I suppose sino po pang mauna? Sino gusto mauna?
Comment ng attorney Kapunan na yung susakaw na pinatanggal niya sa pinastrike out.
Oh, I just don't think it was proper to do that, especially at this point, no? Na ang witness naman na pinag-uusapan natin ay AOM pa lang. To call it a scam is really a mischaracterization, and that's why I think the presiding officer also saw where I was coming from. But I say that with all respect to Attorney Kapunan. I also know what she was trying to do, and as a lawyer, normal din naman yun. So I say that with all due respect. And as I always say, nilapitan ko rin naman siya after. I thank Attorney Kapunan for her patience rin naman. Diba? Because she's been in practice for 48 years, and syempre po, no, tayo bilang mas batang abogado, dapat magbigay respeto rin naman.
Sir, pero attorney sabi ng Attorney Kapunan, pinaliwanag lang niya na ini-scam daw kasi ay ang bayan natin, sinabi niya na rin. Kung niya sinabi.
Well, yun po kasi dapat ay pinapatunayan through the witnesses at hindi po mga abogado.
Sir, same question po every after because kamusta po yung performance and nakuha pa niyo yung targets niyo for this day?
Well, sa akin, mahirap magsalita kasi parang tinataas ko yung sarili kong bangko dahil ako yung nag-cross. No? But I was happy with the way cross went. I really wanted cross to be fast. No, kasi we've been at this witness for 2 days now. In fact, magkaka-third day pa tomorrow for the interpellation of the Honorable Senator Judges. So, to be very frank with you, ayoko na talagang patagalin. I just focus on the points that I wanted to highlight at nilabas naman natin yun. No? Now, as to whether it was effective or not, again, ayokong magsalita dahil magbubuhat ako sa sarili kong bangko. We will just leave that to the appreciation of the Senator Judges. No?
Isa sa mga pinuntuloy, sir, yung LNPs na pagka...
Yes. At factually, umamin naman yung witness na hindi naman nila naging finding yun.
Attorney started for cross-examination by highlighting the legal basis of the confidential funds. Bakit po importante na highlight na po yun ng OP and nasa GAP?
Well, preliminary question lang. I just really wanted to establish kung ano yung naging source ng confidential funds ng OVP. Dahil for example, noong 2022, aminado naman po yun sa General Appropriations Act. At
When you mentioned the September 14, 2023 issuance of the AUM came a few days after a budget hearing. In your words, kung saan yung legislators that act for what approving?
Well, sa akin, I just wanted to, Ms. Katrina, I just wanted to bring those facts out. Now, whether or not they're interconnected is something I will leave to the public and to the appreciation of the Senator Judges.
Attorney, na-mention din yung buy now, pay later kanina, though it wasn't discussed. Pero ito po ba yung explanation why some acknowledgement receipts are dated 2023 instead of 2020?
Hindi po. Iba po yung naging explanation doon. Hindi ko palang masabing yun, hintayin nyo na lang bukas because that, hindi ko matanong Actually, I was prepared to ask questions on yung mga 2023 but nalimit ako dahil nakapagsabi kasi yung ating testigo, si Attorney Wamil, na he was only in ICFAO from September 2014 to February 2024. Yung notice of suspension, nasagot kasi yun later pa than his time. So, hindi ko masagot. So, without preempting kung ano yung naging sagot ng OVP doon, baka kasi bukas mailabas yun, no? Especially sa cross siguro ng defense.
Attorney, you also mentioned yung CIF from 2014. I think that was the time of VPB9.
Opo.
Is it important for you to discuss it?
Actually, I have to apologize if I offend anyone from BPB Nice camp. I didn't want to drag his name into this. In fact, if you notice kanina, pinipilit kong hindi sabihin talaga kung sino yung Vice President. Sinabi ko lang na may pondo sa OVP noong 2014 because kahapon nabanggit na dalawa kasi yung tanong. Ang tanong is, nung nag-audit ka, sinong Vice President lang na-audit mo sa ICFAO? At ang sagot ay si VP Sara Duterte. Pero yung pangalawang tanong, bakit? Ang sagot kasi ng ating testigo is because during my tenure or time in ICFAO, siya lang naman yung Vice President na may ganong appropriation. So I wanted to clarify on the second point because as you know, sa SOCMED kahapon, ang dami ko nang nakita na parang pinapalabas si VP Sara lang ang first ever Vice President na nagkaroon ng confidential funds. And that's why yesterday, di ba, hindi ko pa masagot kasi I was gonna use that sa cross today. Pero yesterday, sabi ko sa inyo, mapa-fact check nyo naman kung ilang vice presidents ang nagkaroon ng confidential funds para lang patas tayo, para lang hindi naman yung nasa sentro lang na lumalabas misleading news na si VP lang in our history ang nagkaroon ng confidential funds as a vice president.
And sir, parang kanina, natanong ko nga sa inyo yun, ni Wamil, kung liquidate ba yan. Sabi mo pa nga, kayo dapat na nakakaalam.
Because sila ang, di ba, sila ang ICFAO, and kung may confidential funds, dapat naman talaga nagsusumite ng liquidation report sa COA ICFAO.
So hindi niya na-liquid, hindi nila yung nasulit kahit na nandun siya ng time na yun.
Hindi ko na finalo up kasi kung nagsabi naman kasi siya kahapon na hindi siya yung nag-audit, so hindi ko kasi masabi baka may ibang nag-audit, diba? So again, ayoko rin naman siguro siraan yung ICFAO in terms of those things because lahat naman yan nagtatrabaho lang. So sa atin, nung tinanong niya yung liquidation, binalik ko lang sa kanya yung tanong. But again, the only point I wanted to make there, because I wanted naman to protect the rights of my client, especially rights against yung itong mga misleading information na siya lang yung vice president na nagkaroon ng confidential funds. I think that's unfair, no? So, yun lang naman yung punto ko. Without saying na mali na magkaroon ng confidential funds ang vice president, di ba? I'm sure yung mga previous vice president may confidential funds, nakita rin nila yung talagang layunin kung bakit kailangan nila yon.
Sir, na-mention nyo din kanina sa cross-examination niyo po yung COA Circular 92-385. Bakit po importante na gamitin ng defense yun vis-a-vis doon sa Joint Circular Memorandum 2015?
Because dito sa Joint Circular 2015, kung susuriin nyo, wala kasing nakasulat doon sa yung mismong nature ng confidential funds. Diretso lang siya so kung paano mo siya gagamitin, ano yung mga guidelines, etc. So, nung hinahanap ko kung paano ba mas maintindihan ng mga kababayan natin ang confidential fund, bakit ba kailangan ito? Yung 92-385 kasi yung may mga whereas clauses kung saan nakalatag kung para saan ang confidential funds at kung bakit iba ang pag-audit sa confidential compared to regular funds. Yun lang naman po.
So you maintain na hindi pa superseded yung mga warehouses na yun?
Hindi, kasi yung warehouses na yun is not naman inconsistent with the guidelines under 2015 But again, baka kasi masubjudice ako. Yung kung tama yung punto ko o hindi, that will be up to the presiding officer and the impeachment court. But syempre, kaya ko in-emphasize lang na inconsistent yung operative word doon sa repealing clause. So ibig sabihin, kung hindi naman inconsistent, it still applies to this very day.
So it would also help, attorney, dun sa paggamit ng mga aliases sa mga harassment receipts?
Yung aliases or kung meron mang aliases, wala pa kasi po tayo doon. Will it help or not? Tingnan natin. Kasi yung aliases, hindi yan sa COA Kasi like I said, doon sa acknowledgement receipts, wala naman kasing any finding doon sa acknowledgement receipts aside from the discrepancies.
So, attorney, naninindigan ng defense na matibay na basis yung 9238.
Hindi naman po matibay na basis. Ginamit lang po natin yun para lang maintindihan ng taong bayan kung bakit may confidential funds. Kasi nandun sa whereas clauses yung reason nila. But as to basis, it was parang initiatory on my part na nagkukwento kasi ako sa cross-examination, di ba? So, para makwento ko ang paano gastusin ng confidential funds, sinimulan ko lang sa kwento na kung ano ba talaga ang purpose at reason bakit meron tayong confidential funds. Bakit sa confidential funds, documentary evidence of payment lang ang tawag.
Pero sinasabi ni Attorney Caponan, sir, na supersede na ng Joint Circular 2015 yung sinasabi niya.
That's her position, and I, as a fellow lawyer and someone even younger than her, obviously in terms of practice, no, although she's sa akin naman naging maganda naman yung naging exchange. I said na the operative word here is inconsistent, but again, that's for the appreciation of the impeachment court.
Kailan mapa-finalize, sir, kailan magkakaroon ng conclusive definition whether na-supersede na ng 2015 JNC?
I think hindi na magkakaroon ng ganun. I think it's more of the appreciation na lang ng mga senator judges kung applicable pa ba yun o hindi na. Pero hindi naman kasi yung mga guidelines ng 92-385 ang pinabasa ko o ni-reference ko. It's just the whereas clauses. Yung kwento lang kumbaga.
Sir, kanina, muntik na sagutin nga nung witness yung tanong nyo na kahit 5, walang hindi na kinabang kay Vice President, although,
Pero nag-object.
nag-object nga. So, anong pinupoint out yun sa tanong na yun?
Yun lang, kung ano lang din yung tanong ko, na preliminary lang kasi lahat na to. At kung babasahin yung findings niya, at ito, factual lang to kasi nasabi lang naman ng witness to na compliance or non-compliance lang naman yung tinitingnan nila pagdating sa audit.
Sir, konti lang. Your reaction lang to the statement of Attorney Capunan na the Vice President is presumed to have used the monies for personal gain because of the OEMs and sa NS.
Of course, we objected to that. No? And, again, I'm sorry, Joseph, I cannot give you a straight answer again, but I really feel bad about doing that. But that will be up to the appreciation of the Sir, rephrase the question para lang mas klaro. So, tingnan na lang natin kung anong appreciation ng court dyan sa provision na yan. Because that provision naman exists, binasa naman yun. But ang provision kasi is failure to liquidate. So, yun yung pagtatalunan natin. Kung meron bang nasumiting liquidation o wala. Diba?
And just
Ang ganun
based
lang.
on the testimonies in the cross, what's your position?
I have always maintained my position that there is no misuse. There is napunta na divert sa Vice Presidente, but we will not be able to prove all that. They will not be able to prove all that with just one COA witness. So I'm sure marami pa po tayong pagdadaanan. But those are our contrasting views, diba? And then tingnan na lang natin kung ano yung mas mananaig during the course of the trial and after the trial, of course, for the senator judges.
Technicalities aside, and how would you also describe the leeway that the court afforded to her?
I think the court was fair because whatever leeway was accorded to her, I would like to say was also accorded to the defense. And wala po akong masasabing naging masama or wala akong ma-objectan or na kahit anong ruling because kahit naman sa regular court, sometimes things don't go your way. Times na even if I thought the question was objectionable, hinayaan ko na lang din because I don't think it was worth, no? Like I always told you before, I try not to be petty. And I think Attorney Capunan herself was also the same with me. Na I believe there were questions that I asked that might have been objectionable, pero I think hinayaan na rin niya because yun nga, no? All we want naman is kung ano lang yung mga important points, yun yung lumabas. So as far as your question, Ms. Katrina, on the court, I think it's my opinion that the court has been fair. They've been trying to extend liberality and that applies to both parties.
Sir, yung ni Attorney Sheila, yung ino-oppose na yung marking nung supposed affidavit ni Las Cañas. So anong dito, sir? Ano magiging kumbaga bakit nyo ino-oppose?
Well, because nabanggit na po ni Attorney Vinluan noong kanyang cross-examination na yung affidavit is not notarized. So sa atin hindi siya affidavit and then we're not even sure if it was signed. So, nasabi nga ni Attorney Mark Vinluan na yun ay mere scrap of paper. But tingnan natin kasi nag-rule na rin naman yung presiding officer that he will push through with the marking, diba? Subject to any objections that we can make later on. So, ano lang naman tayo pag ganyan. Alam nyo, we always advocate for something, both the prosecution and the defense. But at the end of the day, kung anong sabihin ng presiding officer or ng impeachment court, kailangan galangin talaga natin.
Attorney, yung sa judicial notice, ano kaya magiging stand nyo doon?
May idea na ako, pero hintayin nyo na lang siguro bukas. Ayokong pangunahan. Total, bukas na rin naman yan. I think, nabanggit yata ng presiding officer that we will settle that issue before the day ends tomorrow. So, I don't think it will be a very, long parang exchange, no? So, tingnan na lang natin tomorrow. But I don't think it will go to the extent of an oral argument pa, hopefully.
I apologize.
Eh, go ahead.
For our public lang po, can you explain ano po ba yung judicial notice para saan? At ano po ba ang hinihiling ng prosecution?
Judicial notice kasi is that under the rules of court, merong mga dapat hindi mo na kailangan i-authenticate, hindi mo na kailangan i-introduce ng witness to introduce yung mga documents na yun because the court can just take notice that such thing exists, such thing happened, no? At may mga rules po dyan tulad ng mga batas, tulad ng mga official acts ng legislative branch. So, meron tayong mga bagay under the rules of court na pwede nang ang court can just take judicial notice. So, hindi na tayo kailangan mag-authenticate pa and all those things. So, in a way, mapapabilis din po talaga yung, yung proceedings. Pero tingnan lang natin kung ano yung sasabihin. I think it is something we will still discuss tonight amongst ourselves, the team, and then tomorrow you will hear our side on the matter. But I'm really hoping it won't be a long drawn issue.
Pertaining ba yan sa Justice Committee hearing?
I think pati yung Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability, kung naalala niyo ng 2024, and then yung Committee on Justice, kung di ako nagkakamali.
Yung clarification.
Mga records. Hindi, yung yes, clarificatory hearings noong, at least that's how they called it, no? I don't want to call it that because we have our own position. But yung mga hearings na lang ng Committee on Justice, yung pinanggalingan basically nitong impeachment na ito, and yung Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability headed by Chairperson, the Honorable Joel Chua, no? So, yung time na yun, no?
Sir, kahapon, sabi ng mga observers, nakapuntos ang prosecution doon sa initial testimony ng COA officer. But now, can you say na kayo po yung nakaapuntos?
Hindi, ayoko magsabi ng ganyan, ma'am. Hayaan na lang natin yung tao. Kilala niyo ako from the very beginning. Hindi ako nagka-count ng points kasi ang importante at the end of the day is anong desisyon ng impeachment court. So, sa atin, it's self-serving na makasabing nakapuntos ako. Diba? Lalo na ako yung nag-cross.
Attorney, nabanggit ni Congressman Terry Rito na dapat tingnan na yung ginagastos ni GP dahil 91 days siya sa ibang bansa, 625, around 8 million daw yung ginastos niya. Saan daw yung pondo para?
Well, hindi na kasi po ako yung OVP spokesperson, so hindi lang ako makakomment doon. But I'm sure ma-justify naman ng ating Vice Presidente yan at mapapakita na wala namang mali sa ginagawa niya, knowing the Vice President, no? So, pasensya na kayo. Ako naman po ay hindi muna sasagot dyan dahil it's beyond my scope na rin po.
Last three po.
Sir, the witness earlier mentioned that he met with you after
Yes. I actually don't remember that, to be honest, but I do remember that meeting. That really happened, no? I was trying to get OVP to tell me what happened then. Kasi nasabihan lang ako to attend that meeting. I did not initiate that meeting. Nasabihan lang ako when I was still in DepEd. So I think it was COA who called for that meeting, but I'm not sure. That's why I was trying to get verification from the OVP kung sino ba yung nagpatawag nung meeting na yon. I was there, but I was more of a bystander kasi hindi naman napag-usapan yung DepEd at that time. It was really more of OVP, and it was really more on whatever I said there was really trying to clarify lang what was on the JC, because as I've mentioned previously, I was never really involved in the confidential funds issue. So I was just there being the chief of staff of DepEd at that time. So napag-usapan lang yung mga ano ba talagang interpretation, ano ba yung mga supporting documents na kailangan ng COA to satisfy them. At yun lang naman yung nangyari sa meeting na yun, no? And about that audit query, I think the intention was na kung merong clarification, baka pwedeng audit query muna, parang ganun. And then if we're not able to justify, then go ahead and issue. But nasabihan din naman talaga kami noon na I don't think, ang audit query kasi sa private sector, it's done eh. Pero hindi ko alam noon na pagdating pala sa government, they don't do that. So they just told us we can't do that.
Follow up lang rin, sir. The witness earlier did mention that VP Sara was almost asking for an exception by asking.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. That was not on the table. You cannot ask for exemption. That's the point. That's why I was saying he was very unresponsive with the question because you cannot ask exemption. And I don't think any government official would ask for exemption from COA. Diba? And I don't think COA would allow that.
Okay po, Attorney, earlier today, in an interview, sinabi po ni Attorney Lorna Capunan na ipapasubpoena sila Mary Grace Piatos. So would you agree with that?
Well, it's their prerogative. So, ang trabaho lang naman po natin, ang parati ko naman sinasabi, nasa listahan naman nila sa pre-trial brief nila. Kung ipasapina po nila si Mary Grace Piatos, I don't know her personally. So, pag dumating siya dyan, mag-testify, katulad ng ginawa natin today, magka-cross-examine lang tayo. But there's nothing wrong with what Attorney Capunan said. They have full prerogative as to who they call as witnesses.
Thank you po.
Okay? Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.